Good deal. Hey, what's up, everybody? Gene Fetty with the Automotive Appearance Institute back at you with another episode of our All Access podcast. Today's episode, we've got Mr. Dan Rechichi, the Dent guy, from Rochester, New York. Dan came down to grab some tools and see us this weekend, and I said, hey, let's hop on a show and learn a little bit about you and learn how you learned dents. So, Dan, welcome back to Pittsburgh.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. So, I said you're Dan from Rochester. Mm-hmm. Give us a little background on who you are and what you do.
Dan Rechichi, Rochester, New York. I own the business of the Dent Guy. And we've been going strong for about 15 years now. And started out as a collision tech of 20 years.
Heavy hit guy, right? You were the big hit guy.
Frame machine, you know, if it got hit by a train, that's what I was repairing.
Right. Back when those still got fixed. Those are totals now.
Right. Those are just totals and then collect storage now.
Yeah.
But I always was infatuated with metal straightening, and I always hated doing filler work, so I always straightened my sheet metal the best that I could with the abilities that I had.
Right.
And then I wanted to learn how to do paintless dent repair because I thought if I can further my skill set, you know, I'm getting it really close, and some of the stuff I could just repair with paintless dent repair and it would be finished.
Right.
So eventually I just took up the training. I had a big life altercation back in 2008, and I was out of work for a little bit, and then I came back, and you know, by that time I was managing shops and things like that, and I'm like, well, what the heck am I doing? I hate this. So just like anybody else, I'm going to get some tools and start dabbling with it and stuff, taking some panels home, and then I found Mr. Mike Toledo's Learning Lines 101 or whatever. And I know you're going to say, oh, lines, whatever.
No, I'll let you slide
it
on
works for everybody, right?
No, it doesn't.
Nah. As John Krug would say, white noise.
Yeah, exactly.
But with his videos and everything, I was able to kind of understand the process a little bit more, figure out what I was looking at, and I already knew like what the repair should look like, and it should be better than the guy that I knew's work that was out there, right?
What you can see.
That was one of the turn-ons, was like, well, man, he's getting paid for this. I can do that, I'm pretty sure.
So were you still in the body shop when you started learning? Was that?
I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would take. That was after my 2 years I was out of work.
Right.
I came back. I was managing shop and office work and, you know, head babysitter basically.
Right.
And I decided to just start taking some panels home in my basement and put a golf ball in a sock.
Same here.
Yep. Or,
yep.
you know, tap it lightly with a hammer, not so hard, to get going. And with watching all of Mike's videos and stuff like that, I would say it was about 8 months before I was fixing a 1-inch dent to okay. I wasn't happy. Yeah, I wasn't happy with it. But I actually started selling it in the body shop a little bit, you know, and I would stay late at night and do it, and for some customers and stuff.
Nice.
And I'd started my business already with that. Like I started the process with tax ID numbers,
right,
repair
like
shop number.
Being a real business. We see that with a lot of auto body techs that are starting to get in. They do go ahead and start, like, call it a side hustle.
Yep.
And get in. In our last episode, you probably didn't listen to, but we had Mac on, my son, and I want to get your perspective on this. So he started out in the body shop. Mm-hmm. Right, that's cleanup guy to mechanical guy,
yep.
or suspension into actual body work, and through there, he started doing a little glue pulling and playing with some pushing. Right, he knows
sure.
Dad's a dent guy.
Looks easy enough.
It sure. I mean, really, like everybody thinks it's easy. what he said is he never pushed himself too far because he always had that safety net or a parachute, I think is what we called the last episode, to fall back on of like, that's good enough. I can just put it in filler. And then they tap out.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't realize you were in the front of the office or front of the shop when you started practicing.
Oh, yeah.
Were you using that as a safety net while you were learning? Like, hey, if I can't get it, we're going to paint it anyways? Or were you fighting through it more and you were like, this has to be paintless? What did you find? What was your perspective?
I had some of the guys, they would want me to rough something out or something for them. But really, I was so busy running the shop that, I would go out for a little bit or whatever. By that time, I'd pretty much tapped out as a body technician. I wanted nothing else to do with it. And my goal was to be good enough to just go out and start doing it and make money at it.
So you were in.
And I think that was the drive that I had, is I knew that I was leaving this place and I need to be good enough to pay my mortgage, pay my truck payment, and pay everything,
Right.
We'd already been through a pretty big income change with being out of work and everything like that.
Right.
And I knew like the bare minimum I had to make. It's not really a good business model,
Hey,
but I knew if I did this, and this, the old dent guy mentality, well, this costs this many dents, and I only got to do one more of those dents to get me to this, to get that.
Yeah.
So, not the best, but it was enough for me to think that way. My goal was finished product.
Yeah.
Not rough it out for filler. And
so you were pushing. Paint. So guys, I want you to, like, the body techs, the new PDR techs that are listening to the show, this is the mindset that it takes to become successful in PDR, right? It's, you watch some videos, picked up your concepts, right? You got the theory.
Right, you understood the theory.
Relatively simple, really. Like, we could sit down and go to lunch, and the theory of dent repair is simple. Mm-hmm. The execution is hard.
Yep.
You have to push through to make it happen. I know in some of the episodes we've talked about burn the boats. So you're talking about, hey, I know I'm going to leave this place.
Yep.
But I've got a mortgage and a truck payment and this and utilities and we got to get it all done.
Yep. It was the what if I can't do this or whatever.
But you don't give yourself that. You're like, I am going to do this.
Absolutely.
And this is how we're going to make it happen. And it's what you have to do. Right?
Well, and anybody that is practicing knows that you can kind of get yourself to that point where you've got the mass of it up and everything pretty good, like pretty quickly. And that's why there's a lot of dent techs out there, because they're getting it up pretty quickly. 15 minutes, I'm done with that, blah, blah, blah. I'll get $250, $500 for that. Okay, but can you put that at a retail quality where you can actually charge close to what a collision shop would charge for that?
Yeah.
Finishing is the hardest part of this business.
And that's what, I point to the other side of the wall because the shop's on the other side of the studio wall. And that's where Mac's at, even when you came in this morning and we were looking at, hey, how's our little buddy doing?
Yeah.
And you can see that the finish is the hard part. And Mac sees, he's like, man, those first couple of pulls were pretty easy. Like, we made big movements. And he's like, well, what am I doing chasing that last squiggle? That
a rock lot.
It's good enough. You're done.
You're going to get your $50 and carry on.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to be running like an idiot fixing 4-inch dents for $50,
right?
And I say idiot with a loose term. There's a business model for everybody in this business. But if you don't want to be doing that, and you want to be at a fixed location and a brick and mortar building and stuff, you really need to differentiate yourself from different ends of the business.
We want to strive to be like, I really feel like you need to strive to be the best technician you can be, right? Chase your craft and be a craftsman. And then as you grow, right, start rock lots,
Yep.
then move to maybe new car dealers,
Yep.
and then moving into some body shops,
Yep.
and then moving into some retail. It's an evolution, and like you don't necessarily get the approval to jump straight into retail, right? Because you're not going to be there. So
Right.
you build and build and build and adapt and change as you improve your skills.
Right.
Right. I always push my techs to do the best work possible.
Absolutely.
Right. To be able to deliver what's there. Now, real world, we do plenty of drastic improvement repairs.
Absolutely.
We do plenty of wholesale repairs that are like good enough. But you have to be good enough that when you get that brand new Bentley on the showroom floor, right, where everybody's looking at it,
And that customer standing there watching you.
you better be able to deliver that flawless, I call it body shop quality or better product on demand.
Yeah.
And if you don't push yourself to be able to do that, you can't do it. You can think you can do it,
Right.
but until you put it into practice and do it all the time,
Well,
you're not there. Like,
that was
always strive for
that was one of my biggest things that I learned when I started. Hindsight, like, got good enough. I did a two-week training mill out in California.
Well, let's back
And,
up. Let's talk
yeah.
about your training journey and get to there. So you said you got some videos off of Mike,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Back in the day,
On
and
DVD.
That's like old school.
Yeah.
I think I got an online video from Mike.
Yep, he did have some that you
It
could-
was like the hammer and like the rubber face Craftsman hammer
Yeah.
and dolly
Yeah.
for sharp like BB hits.
Yep.
I bought that video off of
Okay,
Mike
yeah.
back in the day.
I remember that one.
So if you want to see Mike's stuff and if you found me and not Mike, I'm not sure how you did that, but he's at Dent Time or Mike Toledo, Mike with a Y, or denttrainer.com. Like that's where Mike's production lives. But back to it. So you really started, call it via video, via virtual, before
Yes.
virtual was a thing.
Yep.
First off, now that you're a successful business owner and technician, in hindsight, looking back, what were the best parts of starting that way? What did that help you accomplish instead of just jumping right into a school?
It got me set up so like I was able to read where the tool was and knew the theory that I needed, and how damn hard it frickin' was, right?
It's not as easy as you make it look, I promise.
Oh, I'll just sand this a little bit and it'll go away. Well, no, it didn't.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like you really need to get rid of that, right? And by no means was I cracking paint.
Right.
But, you know, this...
Allegedly.
That's what PDR was, right? That
Right,
you go to
yeah.
so and so, that's what he does.
Yeah,
No.
it just cracks the
yeah.
not what we want.
But I mean, this is back when we had the RV light with the lines on
yeah.
it or the fog on it. You know,
Yeah.
I had it on a mic stand. Like we didn't have LED lights and stuff.
No,
like that.
that was before.
I wasn't on a tube light.
Yeah.
Well, technically I was, but there was a lens over the tube light.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was that guy like, oh shit, I'll just build that, you know.
Right.
Because I was going in light, not a lot of money to
Well, that's what you
invest in
do.
stuff.
Like, sometimes you got to save money.
Yep.
So it got you set up there. Financially, did it make more sense for you to start online than going in and heading out to a school?
Initial investment, yes. Hindsight, no.
Okay.
But I say that meaning if I spent the money to go to the school that I went to in California, that would have been a waste of money.
Right. Right.
Because the curriculum wasn't there. It was just like anything else that you can see. It's, all right, well, we got X's and O's. We're going to make high spots here. We're going to start knocking them down, blah, blah, blah.
And it's 2 weeks.
No real world, except for like one or two little cars. Basically, it gave me 2 weeks of not going to work and sitting in this storage unit, whatever.
That's crazy.
And working on a hood. So it gave me 2 weeks. And then like the guy that owned the business, he wasn't even really there. It was some tech that worked for him that sat there. He was basically the DJ for the day, and he'd give you tasks to do to try to learn.
Right.
So it was definitely a setback of what I actually expected. But they were kind of like, well, I don't know what we can do for you because you're doing everything that you need to do to learn.
Right.
Like, you need to put the time in.
I experienced the exact same thing. Right.
Yep.
We'll get into that story, if not in this show, another one.
And then they had remember Toyota Tacoma come in. There was no talk on pricing or anything like that.
Right.
But we all know high-strength steel door, and it was a whale tail behind an intrusion beam.
Yep. And those old taco doors were
And it was just a little dent, and I went out and I got it out and everything, and they're like, all right, well, here's your $75 that you just made. And they're like, I mean, really, you're good to go. You just need to go find some dealerships and put the time in.
Practice. Yeah.
Put the time in. And before I had gone out to that training, like, I tried to get my boss to pay half of the training. Yeah.
Yep.
Pay half of my training to go and train with Mike, because I'd already seen he had a curriculum. He understands how to move you through the process to learn and advance you. And that's what I tell everybody. They need to have a curriculum. They can't just be a dent guy.
Right. Absolutely.
But with that, he didn't want anything to do with it, even with me saying, well, I'll stay here for 3 years, I guarantee it, and we'll implement this into the body shop, and you can make money. Nope, don't want anything to do with it.
Didn't want to hear it.
Didn't want to hear it. So I went and did that. I came back, and I put my 2 weeks in, and like I said, I already had my business stuff going.
Wow.
And I went out and I started cold calling. Scariest freaking, like...
Dude, I'm impressed with that burn the boat move. To come back
well, you know me, right? I'm not just burning the boat. I'm freaking torching the forest on the island. We're not making any more wood here.
These New Yorkers can be a little rough.
We're a little crazy. But I actually went out and I found a dealer group outside of like where everybody else was going. They had a Chrysler and a Ford store. Great vehicles to work on.
Right. Chrysler back in the day was brutal. Ford, not so bad. But Chrysler, the glue, oh, Lord.
But it was the Chrysler service drive that I went and talked to him, and he's like, take a look at something. My guy says you can't fix this. Okay. I look at it, I'm like, well, sure, I should be able to fix that, you know, and all I had to do was drop the headliner down and blah, blah, blah. And after that, I was a god.
That's it. When you do that job, the other guy says no on, you're in. Yep.
Yep. And I believe glue pulling, as poor as I was at it at that point, like that's when they had like the X freaking tabs.
Oh yeah.
You got to put the glue over it for it to like.
That's when everybody was getting crazy. With
ridiculous.
Tab design, like, trying to figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I got that out, and you know, I would go there. Basically, those two places were where I went for the week.
Sure.
And if
I'm sure you weren't fast.
Nah, but we're talking easy up, and you know, pull the car around, peeing in the parking lot because you're so freaking slow, you know, and but I was making a living doing it. I started my website already for retail repair and stuff. Like I'm
ahead of the curve, man.
I'm in New York. I do not want to freaking be working outside when the snow flies.
Yeah, it's when I picked Dan up this morning at the hotel, it was 14 degrees. So Pittsburgh is not a whole lot different than Rochester.
No, not at all.
So how long before you went for your 2-week training? How long did you practice via video? How much metal time did you put in with your videos before you went to your 2-week training?
Videos was a lot. Like my wife could probably pick out Mike Toledo's voice.
And be like, oh, that's Mike.
Yeah, I know Mike. I've heard.
Months.
Yeah, but 8 months.
Yeah, because you weren't on a smartphone or anything. Like,
no,
you're watching it on the TV.
Yep.
Yeah, in the DVD.
Falling asleep because it's after work. You know.
Yep.
Oh, weekend. Let me put this back in here. Let me see what I'm doing wrong. Oh yeah, you did that. Let me try that. You know. Yeah. So go downstairs and
and do it.
So
how much time did you spend?
I would say 8 months.
8 months.
Yep.
So guys, I want to. So trying to follow the story. Started online. He put 8 months of metal time in.
Yeah.
And then...
I mean, that was after work.
Right.
That,
but no, it's
not solid,
it's still
but
time. But
yep.
it's like, and a lot of guys...
That's what they're doing.
Start this, that's
yep.
what you do. So I had a detail shop, went to dent school, wanted to get out of the detail shop, came back and saw that I was struggling. It wasn't like, go home and just do it. No, that's not how it works. After mine was a long training.
That's how you're sold.
It was 5 days. You know,
Yep.
like, although you'll be up and running in a month. I left the detail shop, like the kid that was working for me.
Yep.
I'm like, Tony, this is yours. I took a job delivering pizzas. And when I wasn't delivering pizzas, I was at my mom's. So I didn't have a garage. We were married in an apartment. I was at my mom's garage, hitting a panel from my buddy's body shop and practicing on it.
Yeah.
So he put 8 months of part-time metal time in to set you up to go to your 2-week training.
Yep.
That in your own words was not very good.
No.
But by the end of that 2 weeks, you obviously were able to do some level of billable work. So what I don't want you guys to think is I can go to a 2-week training
By no
and
means.
come back and be good to go. Like we sort of breezed over that, and I don't want to steer anybody wrong. Let's just talk for a second. Had you not spent 8 months with virtual training before in-person training, where do you think you would have been with the 2-week training? Do you think you would have made it, first of all? Or
I'm
really
a
just
pretty stubborn son of a
know.
gun. So, I mean, I would have done something, that's for sure.
But it had to have set you up for success.
It set me up. Like, I knew everything that they were showing me. Like, I understood the theory that they were showing me and everything.
Because you had already put all those reps. There's
All
no
the
replacement
time.
for metal time.
Right.
But you would have
Muscle
put a lot
memory,
of reps in
right.
on that and learning
Yep.
to see.
Yep. You know, you've already been down this tool isn't pushing it right. Let me get this tool. This tool will push it right.
Right.
You
It's
know,
not the tool, it's
let
the
me
guy.
put a rubber cap on here. Oh, let
the
me
guy.
drill a hole through the golf ball, put it on the end of the rod and push. Well, shit, that still isn't
It's
working,
not working.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've already been through all that. There was another guy in training with me who basically was sent there by a body shop. And one of our tasks was to push a high and then knock it down. Well, I swear he had Mount St. Helens in this thing with pushing the high.
Uh-huh.
And then he was trying to beat it down. And, like, this happened. He had a week of training. And it happened all week long. Like, he was just, and I don't know what this guy's doing, but.
Right. But no
like,
clue.
That could have been me.
He's coming in with zero.
Zero.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make a high and tap it down. And
Which sounds really easy until you try to do it.
yep.
Especially if you're trying to put the high like under an X or under a dot where
Yep.
like you need to be accurate.
Right.
Yeah, it's-
exactly.
That is difficult.
Like anybody can put a tool underneath it and make a high spot, you know.
I think we can agree the best way to learn would be in a class, in person, long term.
Yes.
Or an apprenticeship. But not everybody can get an apprenticeship, but anybody can go to
Right.
a long training.
Yes.
So I know like Mike Seawald at Gateway Dent in St. Louis, I think it's a 6-week program.
Yep.
Right? That's great. Mike at Dent Time,
Yep.
multiple week program.
Yep. Don Kavanaugh even.
Yeah, Don Kavanaugh, multiple week program.
Yep.
Jim Mitchell, Real World, multiple
Yep.
week program. Now, what I like about what Jim and Mike do is they sort of get you started
With
online.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Start to put those reps in before you head there.
Yep.
And really, there's some people out there that are completely self-taught,
Yep.
that have never had formal in-person training, and you can learn all online.
You can. Yeah.
I think some of the most successful trainers are now moving towards starting online.
Yes.
Like, get the basics so you're not burning a week learning how to make a high spot
Right.
under there.
Yep. Yep.
Now, we're coming out with a new course, right? Shameless plug. It's the intro to PDR through GPR. I've not explained this to Dan. I want to get like a real world reaction. I want to make sure we're okay on time here. Yep. a real world reaction to this.
No.
And what you are, and you've looked at the panel that Mac is working on in the garage. So when you're learning PDR, I think of it like a full circle, right? Like you need to do everything on top of the panel plus everything on the underside of the panel. So if we break that down into the two halves, on the top of the panel, here's what you need to do. You need to learn how to read a light, whether you're doing it wrong with lines or right with fog. I got to get my jabs in when I can. But you need a good reflection source, and
Correct.
you need to be able to read and see and understand that.
Yes.
You need to be able to identify the deepest point of a dent.
Correct.
Right? Because that's where we're going to start.
Yep.
When you make a high spot, you need to be able to identify the top of the high spot perfectly, right? And place your knockdown exactly on it and knock it down.
Yep.
Right? That's the most basics. Yep. Then if we start to introduce anything sharp or deep, you have all of that, plus identifying the deepest point of a deep dent. And then as that comes up, it volcanoes, right? You need to identify your rim and open that up, right?
Yep.
So you get a whole lot. That's just on top of the panel, right? You need to be able to see all of that. Now, if we're talking about traditional PDR training, everybody jumps right to the push tool.
Correct.
And I might say, actually, I believe that with advancements in glue pull, everybody is teaching PDR the wrong way to start. So
Glue pulling has changed the world.
it really has. So now, right, if we talk, so that's the top half of our circle.
Yep.
If we talk about the bottom half of our circle, now I'm asking you to take a tool and blindly, because you're not looking under the panel.
Well, some people drag it around. They try to feel it.
Well, no, you can drag it around, you can try to feel, but you're working blind. You
Yes.
can't, there's not a camera on the back side of the
Not
tool
at all.
To show you where the dent is. And I'm asking you to increase distance, right? So everybody knows where their thumb is or a finger. But when we put 12 or 18 inches of a metal rod beyond the front of your hand, you now have to picture where's the end of that tool.
Yep.
And then we need to get in and move, but not just move more precisely than you've ever tried to move anything in your life. Like if you're looking at the texture of a panel, we're talking about being inside the texture of the paint, right to that level.
If you have lines, you can see that.
Well, you can really see it with fog. Can you tell we use different reflections? So you get under there. Now you start moving around and you look and watch the tool go to the middle of the dent. And then you go to push. Well, what happens to everybody?
You push off center.
You push off center. So in doing some research, right, it's science. This is not like a gut feeling for me. Like this is science.
Right.
So what's happening there is when you saw it, yes, you were in the middle of the dent. There's actually this thing called a delay response. It's a delay loop. As you are, and especially when you're stressing your brain out and you're trying to read that light and see the bottom of the dent and look at the texture, right? When you're doing all of that, and then we're trying to do super fine motor skills and move underneath, there's actually research that putting yourself in that stressful situation and trying to do it, you can end up with it's a 250 to 400 millisecond delay. So when we were actually filming the course, we had wireless transmitters up. We were on 200 millisecond delay. That was how long it took to get there. That was 4 frames out of a video.
Really?
That we had to delay the sound because the sound's like hardwired in. If we don't do that loop, it's like watching an old kung fu movie. You're like, hey, G. And it happens like that. That's the delay loop you can see. So when you're under there and now you're trying to scroll and find, what happens is your eye says, hey, we're in the middle of the dent. And your eye needs to talk to your brain. And it says, hey, brain, right here. And then your brain says, okay, cool. Hey, hands, stop. By the time that happens, if you think about the delay in a kung fu movie, that's why you miss. And everybody misses.
Sure.
Like, it took me a long time to figure that out.
Like they actually see it there. They
were there. Yeah, because you're seeing the tip. But by the time you get there,
Right.
you're not there.
That makes a lot of sense.
So what we're doing, the approach we're taking is, and why I think PDR is being taught wrong across the board, we're breaking it down. So to begin, we're erasing the bottom half of the loop.
Okay.
No pushing at all. We're doing just all glue pull. Because you can spend all of that time on top and learn to see and learn to be detailed and learn how to knock down precisely without the stress of hand-eye coordination and delay loops. Right? It's all real time up here.
Yeah.
Right? You're watching the tab drip down in. Nothing's moving. Your hand-eye coordination is being able to place a tab in the middle of the dent. Now, you said it took you 8 months to get to doing a quarter-size dent to billable.
A 1-inch dent.
Or 1-inch dent, to billable. You got to see some of the stuff that we have Mac doing in a couple of weeks. Give me your as a PDR tech, give me your thoughts on that theory. And the real results that you've seen.
Just looking at the work that's being processed on the panel, it's very clean to start with.
Yep. It's because he's using a fog.
It's because of all the lines in the overhead
doors.
doors.
Is that it?
That's what it is.
It's the lines.
He's cross-checking with lines.
All right, I like it.
Yeah. So yes, both. I actually use both reflections, but yeah, no, I see everything is very clean. Even the sharp one that he's working on, the dent is up and it's clean, and all it is a little rim on the side that he's working on knocking back down.
Yeah,
so
the dent that Dan's talking about is I took a knockdown and gave it a sharp smack.
Yep.
So it's almost like a BB hit.
Yeah.
But not as stretched as a BB, not as deep as a BB. But that's what I want you to picture while he's talking about this dent.
Everything's really clean. There's not push marks all over the place. You know, anything that I saw on the panel might be like a subtle little wave or something like that.
Yep.
But I feel if you can produce clean work, it's going to be easier for you to finish it anyway.
Exactly. Yep.
So he's got the theory of it down.
Yep.
You know. Now it's just that time, like I remember him saying, when you think you're done, look at it a different way.
Right.
And he's just at that point. Like, we all do it.
Yep.
Like,
we still do. We still do it.
Be 20 years in, and you're like, oh, hell yeah, that was done. That was easy. And you go to walk out, and you're like, oh, son of a
Yeah, they look at it from this direction.
Yeah.
I had that on Friday. I had a black ram in here, and I was working it from the door back on the bed.
Yep.
And I'm like, God, this looks good. And I moved my light and I walked around to the tail light. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yep.
You know? And then work it that way.
That's
22 years in the business.
That's why we cross-check.
Yep.
You know, and that's why you take a break and you look away and then you look at it again. Because we're so focused on that little spot, we don't set ourselves back.
Yep.
Or you're not trained enough to the point where you're looking at a natural reflection while you're doing your repair. So you're kind of cross-checking and that all at the same time. You know, you're just relying on that light to see it. That's something that comes with more experience and metal time. There's no replacement.
There is no replacement for metal time.
You can't buy that. I always say, you know, we could all get stoned and watch Bob Ross all day long.
Right.
But we're not going to go put pretty little trees next to the lake after a trip to Hobby Lobby.
Right.
Like that guy's been painting forever.
Exactly.
And he makes it look really easy.
There may be a limited edition Bob Ross jean sticker coming out at MTE.
Oh.
Pay attention if we can get the artwork done in time. So there are no mistakes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Happy little mistake.
Yeah.
Isn't that what
happy little high spots?
Yeah. Yes. Happy little high spots.
Keep an eye out for that sticker. I'll get that artwork done.
I love it.
Yep.
But no, everything I saw that he was doing is, I mean, it looks like some of my work. No, I'm just.
It's not. It's better than Dan's work. I've seen Dan's work. I'm just kidding.
I get paid.
I'm just kidding.
That's all I can say.
So what I see being the trainer is, and I'm really not giving him kid glove care. Like it's
No, honestly, he's a dick.
so that's just how I roll. But I'm really not. I'm testing, like proving this theory out.
Absolutely.
What we're seeing, the results, the damage on dents that, dude, I was well over a year before I could fix it to probably not even as good as he's fixing some of this damage.
And he's what, two weeks in? Or?
Maybe 3 at this point. But, I mean, it's crazy impressive where it's at. And I'm not letting him push, right? So I'm breaking the loop into 2 halves.
Yep.
He stuck a tool in the door the other day just because you're going to stick a tool in the door. You're in a dent shop. You want to be a dent guy. That's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
It was cool to watch how cautiously he was pushing and how fast he stopped when he was starting to make a high spot.
Yep.
Compared to like the guy you're talking about at school.
Yeah,
you don't even
absolutely.
see or all these.
You don't see it until it's a high spot.
These guys that'll grab a tool when you're at the shop. And, let me try. And before you can stop them, they're up and breaking the paint or making a high spot that's going to be a bear to fix.
And it takes a lot to break paint.
It really does.
I mean,
especially if it's hot. Like if you can get it hot, a little bit of magic happens. As we start to come around to wrap this up, especially because you came out of the body shop.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of our audience, right, based on Glue Pull, is body shop, auto body related. Mm-hmm. If you could give one piece of advice to the body tech that's at the shop that is thinking about PDR, thinking about starting to chase this craft, what piece of advice would you give them? Where would you say, as somebody who pulled yourself out of the body shop?
Right. You mean as far as training and making the transition?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
What's your advice?
It's never good enough.
That's exactly what Max said on the podcast. He's like, when you think it's good, back up because it's not.
It's so in the body shop, one of the reasons I got out and that I hated it is because I always had to answer for everybody else's things that they didn't do properly. Whether the paint was bad, there was dirt bad, they didn't plug the taillight in and they got pulled over on the way home. If you are going to leave the body shop and get into paintless dent repair, that person is complaining to you about what you did. So you want to be able to know that you gave it everything that you could, because good enough isn't going to fly. Pay for training. Anybody that went to a trade school, like I did for collision repair or whatever, you've easily got $40,000 just in a 2-year college. Back when I went, we rode dinosaurs.
Sure.
But and plus your tools. So think of it that way. Like you're not going to pay $2,000 and actually get an education that you need. You need to invest in yourself and have skin in the game. If it's not costing you money or making you uncomfortable, think about what will keep you from quitting very quickly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to spend that. What if this doesn't work? That's not the right answer.
That's the wrong attitude.
That's the wrong attitude. You need to be like, I'm going to freaking do this. I'm going to spend the money. And you know what? You're going to spend all that money and then you're going to come back. If you're still working at the body shop, you need to come home and still work at night, pushing in your basement, in your garage, or whatever.
So many guys go wrong there. They don't. They go to training. They think they're going to learn it quick.
Yeah.
And they come back and they don't put the reps in.
You're going to revert to, oh, that's good enough. I'll just put filler on it.
Yep.
Well, what the heck did you just spend all that money for then? Because you were at that point before you spent that money. We've all seen, even with glue pulling, trainings that you've gone out and done that I've seen posted and stuff. And within 20 minutes, holy crap, look what this is.
Yep.
This is glassable.
Yep.
Right? That's great. Like, if you want to just
if
you want to be that guy, just get to that transition and do that. But if you want to actually be a PDR technician and do all paintless, you're gonna have to put the reps in
and that's exactly what I see with the A techs, right? At this point, thousands of body techs under my umbrella, right? That I've taught glue pulling to. The ones who shine are the ones who push themselves.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And when you push yourself, right, you really can do some incredible stuff.
Yep.
In fact, it still blows my mind some of the pictures and videos I get in from the body techs that aren't to PDR level yet, or maybe they don't care to go to PDR.
Sure.
But they're like, man, hey, if you were here and you had your push tools, you could finish this thing off.
Yep.
Which actually is inspirational to me, because
Sure.
I look at it and I'm like, well, man, if this body tech can move that this far and get it this close, I certainly can, and I can finish it off,
Yep.
right? More
Yep.
a la Bryce Kelly, albeit I am no Bryce Kelly. Another thing I've seen with that is the body techs, or some of the body techs that have really pushed through and pushed themselves, especially with glute pull, which is sort of where these light bulbs went off
Sure.
for this training we're going to launch. It's live now. It comes out at the same time as this podcast. The techs who learned and really got proficient with glute pull, and I've talked to some of their trainers, when they go to pushing school, they're set. They're already dialed in because they're so dialed in
Absolutely.
on the detail, on the top of the
Yeah.
circle, right? The top of the panel.
Yep.
They're so dialed in that just a little bit of work with hand-eye coordination.
Yes.
And you've removed a lot of that stress
Yep.
that creates that delay loop.
Yep.
Because you're already dialed in on the detail.
Yeah.
They're set and off to the races fast.
Yeah.
Like it's
don't
really crazy.
Don't go get yourself a PDR kit or a glue kit and go buy a hail car. Oh, I'm gonna fix this, or I'm
seen
gonna
that.
fix my dents in my own car. No, like we put metal time in on panels for hours
that don't matter.
we can throw them out and go get another one before we touch.
Yep.
Before I would touch my car. Like,
Exactly.
and like it takes that time. I get so many people, I'm thinking about doing this part-time.
Nope.
Well, you've got an 80-hour work week
Right.
to learn it before you can do it part-time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We can do it part-time now,
Absolutely.
but you can't start part-time.
Technically,
Like,
I do.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
But my biggest drive that pushed me is I burned the boats.
Yep.
Like
Don't just burn your boat.
no,
and die.
no.
He put 8 months and 2 weeks.
I was probably I bet it was more than a year before I was doing any bit of good. Like my wife was like, maybe you should just lower your prices a little bit so you get more work. It's like, no, don't say that. But I had bills to pay.
Yeah.
That was my drive. Like I would be there at 8 in the morning until 8 at night trying to get these cars done because I know if I didn't, I could either lose the account and I wasn't going to pay my bills.
Yep.
Like that was my push, and not everybody's like that. Not everybody will set themselves up for that abuse.
I think a lot of PDR techs are like. I think that's part of the mindset that it takes.
And that's
is like that.
That's what gets you to that point.
It's the win or die
Yes.
mentality.
Yep.
Like that's exactly.
And
what
I
it
knew
takes.
there wasn't like happy little dimes out there that all these dealers wanted fixed.
No, they don't fix those.
Well, yeah, I can fix that dent. Well, we don't want that one fixed. I want this 4-inch dent through the body line with laminated glass fixed.
Right. What?
Okay.
What's laminated glass?
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's,
Yeah.
when you think you're good and then you get out there and then you're like, oh, I'm not so good.
Yeah.
Like,
Been there, done that.
yep.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
but no, I think you're really onto something with that. It's going to move. I mean, I know technicians that have started with glue pulling and are excelling very quickly.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's actually
really cool.
It's
to
almost
see.
disheartening to know how much we struggled, and now with advancements in lighting and in glue pull and in training.
Yep.
Right. There's more curriculum. There's better training now than there's ever been. Like it's incredible to watch, especially my son. Right. Proud dad moment.
Yep.
But it's really cool to watch a new technician progressing so fast and getting the wins.
Absolutely.
And it's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it's something for sure.
Yeah.
But once they have all that under their belt, like you said, then you can put the extension on your arm and be able to locate it,
building it
and know
at a different level.
Yep.
So, Dan, where can we find you? Where do people go online to see what you're doing and what you're up to?
We've got our Facebook page, The Dent Guy, Rochester, New York, and our website is
Maybe one of the best websites out there, at least the URL is
thedentguy.com.
thedentguy.com. He got thedentguy.com. How cool is that? Right?
Spent a lot of money for
Paid
that.
up, but
Yeah.
I think it's a cool one.
Yeah.
I remember when we were talking back in the day of what it is. So Dan has got a really nice, successful business in Rochester. You guys also do Restore FX on the hat there. But go check out his social, check out his website. And you truly are living proof that you can go from bodyman to PDR tech to successful business owner, right? Like that is...
We're working on the successful business owner, but we're growing every year. Yes.
To you body guys, to you body techs that are thinking about it, just do it. I run into so many 60 and 70-year-old body techs that are like, man, I should have got into this. I should have got into this. I should have got into this. Yep. With the advancements today, with the training that's available, with online training to get you started, you literally have no excuse to not, just do it. Just do it. So before we wrap up, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but we've got this cool little thing sitting on the table here. Dan got to see it this morning for the first time. I saw it online a few weeks ago, and I'm like, hey, Carl, better save one of those for me. From our buddy Carl Stuckey, this is the brand new stick light. So I guess it's going to be the Stuckey stick light. That's like a tongue to it. Like Sally sells seashores. Carl Stuckey sells stick lights at StuckeyTools.com. Actually, not available at StuckeyTools.com. This is early release. Only going to be available at MTE in limited production for now. They're going to be $100. This thing is pretty cool. Let me move this out of the way. So it has got one of these automatic suction cups.
And that just recharges with a USB
USB-C,
cord?
The light and the base. So we just push it down and it sticks. It's on a little ball mount, right? So you can flip back and forth. Now, this is not a replacement for like the Pro PDR lights to see down in deep dents. It does not give you that angle to get in there. This, in my mind, and we're going to play with it over the next few weeks, I will have a full review before MTE. I'm thinking like the perfect cross-check light.
Yeah, we were using it out there to look at Mac's panel.
Exactly. It was...
Great detail with it.
Oh, the fog, because you know why? That fog is why you can
I was looking at it more like a black line.
Yeah, well, that's just because you don't know what you're looking at. This thing is pretty cool. Again, USB-C rechargeable on the light, USB-C rechargeable on the base.
It has different temps for the lens, too.
Just a little ball, right? Like a mini Never Loose.
Yeah.
So if you are lucky enough to get one of these, power buttons on top, touch it to change colors, cycle through, and then when it's on, you can touch and hold and bright and dim.
Oh.
Right, so you can change that and then just cycle through to turn it off. I haven't tested battery. I literally got this Friday when I came home from work. I can't wait to put it to use, but I think the stick light from Stuckey is going to be pretty cool. Keep an eye out for that full review.
You know what else that would be great for is that, hey, I'm at a shop or something and I don't want to put my big light up over on the garage door or the cabinet or whatever for a cross check.
Just to get something.
Just to get something to bounce off of, right? To finish something out.
Yeah. So super excited to put this through the paces. Pricing on it, introductory is going to be $99.95. And I think full retail, when it goes into full production, I think he said is $124.99. But anyways, run, don't walk to the Stuckey booth at MTE to get this. Speaking of MTE, January 29th, 101 sessions in the afternoon. If you're getting started, I am doing a glue pull repair 101. Thursday, regular education day. In the morning, I'm doing unfolding large damage with glue pull repair. You don't want to miss that. That will change your game if you're trying to do large damage. And in the afternoon, I'm sure this will be a sellout again. or standing room only because it's not like extra tickets to get in. We're doing the Shop Owners Round Table. Myself, Matt Moore, Corey Kleinfeld, Christopher Ray, and Dave Detlaff is joining us this year. Dave is going to have some cool perspective on cutting ties to the Hail Trail and jumping right into a retail shop in a new city, right? Like the ultimate Hail Guy exit strategy. Dave pulled it off. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table there. As we teased through the episode today, we've got a brand new course available at OttawaAppearanceInstitute.com. Go to the Learn tab and courses, and that is our Intro to PDR, Intro to Paintless Dent Repair, through GPR, through glue pull repair. The theory's been tested and proven back here. Mm-hmm. Check it out. It's under $100. $97 is where we're starting it out.
Can't even fill your gas tank for that.
No, well, I can't. I have a smaller tank in my Tundra than you do. But
it's got the girly edition.
Yeah. Check it out. And we're also pulling out of the archives. We're not going into it here. I have not put it out anywhere in the public since 2021 at the Dream Expo. My Protractor Close course is available on the site, OttawaAppearanceInstitute.com, under Learn. It's $27. I promise you, if you go and buy that course, you will make more money on day one with that. So that is it. That's also helps support the podcast. If you're enjoying the show, get some courses, get some training. That's what keeps me going here.
I use that close all the time.
It works.
Yep.
Like it's simple.
Anybody I put in the front, I teach them that close.
Yep.
You
can buy that course for $27.
Well.
You can buy it. It's under 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it's simple.
Yep.
But it lays it all right out there. So Dan, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Always enjoy getting to hang out with you. Got to go to dinner last night.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was great. Follow us at Ottawa Appearance Institute. Like us, follow us, click it, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you at MTE in, was that like 3 weeks?
It's not far.
It's not far at all. It is 3 weeks, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. I had 23 days yesterday. So I'll see you in like 20 days because it's tomorrow. But
Those
it's
plane
today.
seats get tight.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Dan, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Guys, we'll see you on the next episode.
See you later.